Hi, welcome to this video on microclimate mapping. We're going to run through the GRONETIC system, how we map your microclimates with our different types of sensor arrays, as well as how that data is displayed in real time, spatially in your facility. We're also going to go over how to explore historical data on historical charts, recent historical stuff on the dashboard, as well as longer historical reviews of HVAC zones, individual sensors, all the stuff you need to troubleshoot your facility and monitor what's going on everywhere in your grow from anywhere in the world. So the first thing we're going to do is log in. I'll log in with my personal. Upon logging in, you'll be greeted with a floor plan of your facility. We build these floor plans off of your actual CAD drawing, so everything is to scale. And then we also have the individual sensor locations that are deployed in your facility. So as standard, we deploy our 5-sensor microclimate monitoring array. That's where we get the term 3D microclimate mapping, because it's sensing at the soil level as well as at the top of canopy level. And I'll jump over here so you can see some photos of these sensor arrays. So here you can see me installing one at our R&D facility here in Boulder, Colorado. On the bottom, there is a temperature and humidity sensor, and on the top is a temperature, humidity, and CO2 sensor. And we designed our sensor array this way so that we can really see how the atmosphere in the room is stratifying or is dividing between the different parts of the room. This is specifically very critical for vertical bunk bed style cultivations. We're able to bracket the entire vertical rack of the in that cultivation room, and then run the HVAC systems off of the actual environments in the canopy of the plants and not a thermostat on the wall, which is often 10 to 15 degrees off compared to what the plants are experiencing. These two sensors then feed back to our data logger, which gets mounted underneath a rolling bench, or it can be mounted underneath a tray or on the side of a rack or on the roof on a cross support. There's any number of ways we can mount this device. It is washable. You can hose it down. It can get splashed. No problem whatsoever. It's a NEMA rated enclosure. The sensors, on the other hand, are not NEMA rated. We do like to have quite a bit of airflow so we get that good real-time data in there. But they are designed in such a way to be splash proof, and you can mist the plants and not have to worry whatsoever about the sensors. They are protected. So now that you have a sense of kind of what those sensors look like in the cultivation rooms, you can see on our little demo facility map here just what we're talking about. So in this example, we have a room gridded out about every 300 square feet or so to have sensors giving us a really good understanding of all the different microclimates in one cultivation room. And this is about a 2,000 square foot room here, if not a little bit bigger. If I click on an individual sensor, you can see, oh, that's device number 1. So this is how we can map and link what sensor is located where to what the device ID is. It makes it very easy to do that. On the layers menu here on the right, I can pick the individual sensors I want to be displaying. So if I want to be looking at the temperature at the low sensor, I can just hit temperature low. And now we're displaying the real-time data for the low temperature sensor. We also have, of course, CO2, and the CO2 being in the top of canopy. And if I scroll around, you can see we have all these different cultivation zones here. In this little demo, we have 4 flower rooms, we have a veg room here, and then we have a clone and micropropagation room here. And we're also mapping the zones in your facility to be able to control averages across multiple sensors. So for example, you can see in this flower room that we have 2 HVAC zones, HVAC A and B. And so HVAC A, there may be a fan coil unit above this half of the room, and then we'll be driving that fan coil unit from the actual sensors that are closest to it. And so in this case, we'd be averaging the the 6 sensors that are directly below it, the 6 arrays, and averaging between the high and the lows, as well as across those different locations to drive that HVAC system to be running incredibly accurately, and really controlling the canopy environment and not the room environment as a whole. As you can see below here, I have a little chart that I've made, and you can create any number of these charts on your dashboard to be monitoring specific zones or individual sensors. It's as simple as editing the chart, picking a device. So if I want to say I'm tracking this one, this is particularly, let's pick a hotspot. So it's color coded. It's the darker one here. So device 64, let's pick that one. And I just go ahead and do the high air temp. And now I can be tracking this individual sensor's recent historical. Now it is just one sensor, so if I do want to be seeing a zone overall, I can pick a room or an HVAC zone. So I'll go ahead and pick this one again. And now you're seeing we're tracking the humidity, temp, and CO2 across that zone, that HVAC zone. We can also do it by the room. However it is you'd like us to zone out your rooms, we can accommodate that. If I'm looking for more historical data, I can just go over to our charts view here. And again, I'm going to pick a zone map to give us multiple data points on one chart. And this little sandbox demo hasn't been running for too long, but you can see here already that we're scrubbing the entire historical date range for this particular zone. It's very easy to navigate, very easy to see exactly what's happening at what time. And I can even go ahead and click in and zoom in onto different time frames. So obviously this is incredibly useful when we're doing long date ranges and you want to focus on a week or a day and get down to the minute. And so we're logging about every 10 seconds on average for every sensor in the facility. So we are collecting an incredible amount of data, which has proven to be really valuable for our clients for alerting purposes, for zone monitoring, for troubleshooting, and really for optimizing the airflow models and the environmental controls for their zones. That pretty much wraps up our microclimate mapping video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was clear. I do want to say that we have an open sensor platform. When this means that that middleware device that I showed in the photo earlier can link to any number of sensor types. So if you already have sensors in your facility you want us to tie into this system, we can absolutely do that. Now we do think that our particular sensor array for microclimate mapping is the one you want to use, because we are mapping things on multiple levels, and this is especially valuable for vertical cultivators. But if you have particular soil moisture sensors, let's say Decagon soil moisture sensors, we can map those on here as well. We can link that into the system, and any number of other sensor devices that you might be wanting to track in the facility. One of the things I'll leave you with is that because we are mapping all the microclimate information in each of these rooms, as well as the individual plant locations, we're able to automatically link all the historical microclimates that a batch has moved through during its entire life to that batch automatically for you. This is a huge, huge benefit of Grownetics and one of the unique features that we offer to our clients. So with that, I'll say thank you for watching, and please check out our other videos if you have some time.